The racial identity of Vice President Kamala Harris has become a contentious issue, particularly among GOP circles. Critiques argue that Harris has adjusted her racial identity from being primarily Indian to a combination of Indian and black, allegedly for political advantage. Harris and her supporters, including Donna Brazil, whom I saw earlier in the news today, have strongly pushed back, labeling these critiques as attacks on Kamala's racial identity, akin to questioning of President Obama's American birth. This article delves into whether it is fair to criticize Harris's critics as being racially insensitive to her black heritage. Regardless, one's racial identity must never be used as a political tactic against those seeking any office. Yet, those seeking office have used race to appeal to a voting bloc for their advantage. I'm Renaldo McKenzie, and welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal podcast. Today, I want to share with you an article entitled Exploring Kamala Harris's Racial Identity, a Controversial Debate, an article that was published in the Neoliberal journals at theneoliberal.com and the Neoliberal Post at renaldocmckenzie.com. Now, let's continue with the article. First, let's explore Kamala Harris's background. Kamala Harris's father, Donald Harris, was born in Jamaica and came to the US as a student, eventually becoming a professor at Stanford University. Kamala's mother, Shyamala Gopalan, emigrated from India to the US for her studies, where she met Donald. Throughout her career, Harris has prominently highlighted her Indian heritage, especially since the paternal involvement in her childhood was minimal. Let's switch gears to the Jamaican heritage debate. Now, one of the arguments in this debate revolves around the assumption that being Jamaican equates to being black. This is a misconception. Jamaica is a multicultural society with a diverse population, including black, Indian, Chinese, and white Jamaicans. Therefore, Kamala Harris's Jamaican heritage through her father does not automatically make her black. There are claims that Kamala's father is of mixed white and Indian Jamaican heritage, which complicates the racial identity narrative. Donald Harris has not publicly declared his racial identity as black or Indian Jamaican, leading to further speculation. Now, let us delve into the critics and the supporters. Critics of Kamala Harris argue that her racial identity has evolved for political reasons, from being primarily Indian to now including black. This shift, they claim, raises questions about the authenticity of her racial identity. Supporters argue that such critiques are racially insensitive and overlook the complexity of multiracial identities in America. Let's put this into perspective when we look at the right to self-identity, the right to self-identity. Now, in the United States, the right to self-identity is a fundamental freedom. Harris has the right to embrace both her Indian and Jamaican heritage, and this should be respected. The evolving nature of racial identity is not uncommon, especially in a diverse and multicultural society. So, in conclusion, the debate over Kamala Harris's racial identity highlights broader issues about race, heritage, and political identity in America. While critics question the authenticity of her racial identity, it is essential to recognize the of complexity and fluidity of racial identities. In the end, respect for individual self-identification and the understanding of multicultural backgrounds should guide this discourse. As Americans, we must navigate these conversations with sensitivity and an appreciation for the diverse fabric of our society. This article was published again early today in the Neoliberal journals at theneoliberal.com and in the Neoliberal post at renaldocmckenzie.com. Please continue to support us by going to anchor.fm/theneoliberal/support. And you can visit us at theneoliberal.com and renaldocmckenzie.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/@RenaldoMcKenzie. Continue to support us as the channel grows. We are now nearing 7,000 subscribers, and if you are a subscriber, I would like to personally thank you for joining the team, joining the community, and please let us know how we can continue to grow. I'm Renaldo McKenzie, the author of Neoliberalism, which has helped to inspire this YouTube channel once I published that book as a way to provide a platform to facilitate the conversations about the book and to also to promote and provide access to the heavy contents that we delve into in neoliberalism. But I pray that you continue to support us and hope that you have a great week. Walk good.